What's up, people? This is your boy MTM, the Mid-Tier Magic, back at it with another KomboBreakerZ review of Ace Combat 7. Ace Combat's been around for 25 years, and they've always had this reputation in releasing very good quality flight shooter games. Yes, flight shooter, not flight simulator. Flight shooter actually, of course, consists of an actual story with actual level design, with actual upgradable parts for your plane. It's just all unique gameplay experiences that you'll feel. But this game has like very deep lore. This game has a lot of things that they've built up over the many years that they've been making Ace Combat. Of course, I would say they fell off a little bit when they released Assault Horizon, where they used real world ideologies to craft around that game. But I really always felt that their games were so much better when they created their own worlds, own unique worlds, like the Strange world that we're in right now, and the countries that we're fighting for or fighting against. But you'll see during this review, and hopefully the gameplay on the screen, the little things that I'm talking about with the customizable options, the story, and all that. So we'll get into it. Story's up first. As much as I've praised Ace Combat's lore, I would definitely say Ace Combat 7 is the weakest of the stories when it comes to the Holy Trinity series. I would definitely say that they need to work on their cutscenes and make them more, I would say, interactive. Make me feel something for the characters. That's something that I felt when I played Ace Combat 5 with characters such as Chopper, Nagase. I didn't really care about Grim, but I cared about those two pilots. I would say if they tell a better story from the actual pilot's perspective like they did in Ace Combat 5, I would definitely say Ace Combat 7's story would have been a lot better. But no, it seemed like they went down the route of the Ace Combat 6 kind of storytelling, where it's a lot of monotoned. It doesn't really grip me or anything like that. But I mean, regardless from that, the other way the story was told is either through missions or through actual briefings. Now this is the part where I feel like I'm actually invested in the story, where I actually feel like I gotta go out here and do these missions. The cutscenes don't do that for me, and I really feel like if they really involve the actual pilots more in these cutscenes, I would feel something more for the story, and the story in my eyes would seem a lot better. But for, I would say, the lore purposes, you can actually check out Ace Combat Fan. For the lore type videos, you can actually check out his lore on the different nations, on the different countries of Strange World. He's a good source for that. But back, of course, to the Ace Combat 7 story. I would definitely say, please guys, the next Ace Combat game, I would say focus on the pilots. I think that will grip me a little bit more in the way that you guys tell the story. Ace Combat 7's gameplay has got to be the most satisfying gameplay I have ever experienced in an Ace Combat game and any flight simulator game. This game has so much detail put into not only the planes, but the parts and the missions that you partake in. And just the key aspect between the plane and the parts first. The plane and the parts are designed in a certain way that the parts actually do affect your plane in a certain type of way. Whether if it's your plane has terrible yaw or maneuverability or bad speed, those parts can compensate for that. Or if you're flying through a cloud and you end up icing up in a cloud, you have a part for that. Those unique customizable options actually add multiple playthroughs for this game, and it's so unique. And I really love how Bandai Namco really added that into their game. It really makes it very diverse, very unique. sometimes you may not want to go out on certain missions with ISO because you need to pack more ammo because you have to destroy a lot of targets. You have to make these kind of decisions before you go out on certain sorties. And I really like that aspect because it really involves player choice. They fit it in another big aspect of player choice. I would say in the old Ace Combats, the only thing that you could really choose between is, of course, the type of plane and the type of missiles. Now you get the type of missiles, the type of parts, you can customize their emblem, you can do so many different things now to prep for a mission. And that is just between the parts and the planes. Now, take those two and put them in missions. Between that and the missions, you get this very, very unique experience. Like I said before, with the clouds, when you're staying in the clouds too long and you end up icing up, you may need a de-icer that you'll have to, of course, buy from with your in-game credits. But it's those unique small details in the game that really make it very unique. Just like even the gusts of wind. Sometimes you're flying over an area that has too much wind, and the wind is kind of forcing you in one direction. You actually have to really fight against the wind. It really kind of puts you in these real circumstances where you have to adjust. You actually have to think about what is the best option. There was one mission where I had to I guess attack one of the space tower or the space elevator, and at the start of the mission I would go through these heavy winds and it was cloudy, and the only thing that I could really pay attention to was my altitude. There was a couple times I did crash on that mission, but at one point I was just like, why don't I just fly above the clouds? So I ended up doing that, and of course I completed the mission. And I actually completed the mission with a very good grade. But the thing is that, I would say the key is that the different variety in these type of missions has you think about certain ways that you go about completing your objective. Not only just with that example, I would say with another example in terms of blowing up a certain amount of targets and getting the score before the time runs out. When I first played this type of mission, I was, of course, I'm the one to get into air battles. Little did I know that through the briefing that they actually had, the briefing wanted me to focus on ground troops. So I was noticing why I kept failing the mission. I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to be focusing on the ground troops. And the thing is that I'm noticing that picking the plane also had an effect on how fast I can destroy these troops. So little unique experiences like that. Of course, you'll choose the right plane, and of course, you'll complete the mission. Of course, that's what I did. But it's those like small instances that really make you think how intuitive this game is. And how many different type of missions there are, and how many different type of atmospheres or different type of environments that you're in. So it's very unique, even with the satellite. All right, I'll stop giving examples for now. For Ace Combat 7's multiplayer, I did play a couple matches, but of course with Resident Evil 2 remake out and Kingdom Hearts 3 out as well, it's kind of hard for me to really find the time to really play Ace Combat 7's multiplayer to the fullest. But from what I did play, they really carry over the aspect of you choosing the type of plane and you choosing the type of equipment that you bring to this dogfight. So you can be the one to rock an A-10 and have increased special missile damage, and you could have, I guess, an extra booster so you can go faster. You still get that choice. It ain't mean that you're gonna be the F-22 or a Su-33 or anything like that, but it's the fact that you have that freedom of choice, the choice that you get to customize your plane, and the customizing is very deep, because you not only get to customize what you have, the equipment that you have on your plane, ranging from, of course, your missiles and your special bomb increases or your thrust capabilities. You also get to add new paint, a unique emblem, all different type of stuff to your plane to make it very unique and personalize it as your own. I really like that about Ace Combat 7's multiplayer. Now the actual flying part, of course the dogfights are reminiscent of Ace Combat 6, which of course I did play a lot of Ace Combat 6 multiplayer, and of course majority of it was flying around in circles and stuff. But of course you can still pull out like unique maneuvers on people and stuff like that, but of course I wasn't able to do that in Ace Combat 7. I of course didn't have the time. But all in all, I would definitely say Ace Combat's multiplayer, if you're into the flight shooters, this game will last you. And I know, of course, with the Ace Combat community, there's a good amount of people that are invested in this game. So for my final thoughts about this game, I would definitely say yes, the story is weak in my opinion, but of course you may find it different. But there's no denying that this game's gameplay is very unique and it is very rich, and it'll have you coming back for more. It has longevity, just with the amount of aircraft that you can unlock, and just with the mission variety, it'll definitely keep you coming back for more. There's no doubt, I believe, in Bandai Namco at this point with Ace Combat. Of course, yes, the story is one thing, but the gameplay, if your gameplay is just that good, it can make up for the story, and I would definitely say it definitely makes up for the story. Of course, I would rather return to the glory days of Ace Combat 5, where the story and the gameplay were one, and it was just a marvelous flying masterpiece. But I mean, of course, I'll settle with this. But for this game, I don't like to give numbers. I know I usually do on the podcast, but for this, it's either thumbs up or thumbs down. You know, this is a guaranteed thumbs up. You gotta go get this game, guys. You gotta get it. Just try it out. If it's your first flying game, just give it a chance. Put it on the easiest mode, and trust me, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll experience the uniqueness of flying in an Ace Combat game, and the satisfaction of beating a mission and beating the bosses to unlock new aircraft that you can use in future missions, or you can use when you replay the game again. With that being said, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in to another KomboBreakerZ review. It's been quite a while since our last review. It was God of War sometime last year. So we should be pumping out some more reviews. Next up is Resident Evil 2 Remake, and then is Kingdom Hearts 3. And it may take me a while to beat Kingdom Hearts 3, but I want to beat it to give you guys a quality review. So stay tuned. Please stay tuned. So yeah, with that being said, of course you can follow KomboBreakerZ starting with the K, ending with the Z, at Stitcher, SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, and Twitter. And Twitter has 2 Z's because we knock them out as usual. We play these games over here. This is your boy MTM. As you know, I am always in the building, but I gotta get the hell up out of here. So y'all, peace.